Hello, in our second video on this series of what is ion analytics, we're going to go over data walls. Data walls kind of look like spreadsheets, but they are places that you can go to look at multiple students' pieces of data, and you can start making some conclusions on how those students are doing. And you can also sort these, but what's nice about the data walls is they are dynamic. So you're going to see the most recent scores, the most recent attendance, the most recent behavior events. And so when you log into iOn, you can navigate to data walls by clicking this icon at the top that says data walls. A couple of things to know when you are navigating these. You have not created any data walls. Your school has probably created very few. So most of your navigation today is going to be in the district walls folder. That's the number one question we get when people are asking, like, I can't see anything. It's because they navigated to the My Data Walls folder when they needed to navigate to the district walls. Once you click into district walls, you're going to see the different types of assessments that we take and are monitoring. You can click into any of these folders to see the data walls that are available, including ACT walls, state assessments, SRSSIE, credits and grades. Today, because FastBridge is our universal screener, we are going to click into our FastBridge folder to look at our A math assessment. There are more walls available, which you can kind of dive in and explore and do all those things. But today, we're just going to get the basics of data walls. And so before we go in here, I'm just going to edit this wall really quickly to hide names so you're not seeing any student names. But that is just something that I am going to do. You don't have to do that. So when you click in, this is what you're going to see on your end. You're going to see that student name right here. But again, I have gotten that hidden. And so what you can see here is you can see your student information, all of this demographics data, and then you're going to see their most recent fall A math score, their most recent winter A math score, and their most recent spring A math score. What's cool about these walls is they're all sortable. So if you want to see your highest performers last spring, if you click that, there they are. If you want to see your lowest performers from last spring, if you click that, there they are. If you want to see, just overall how students are doing, you can, because I don't have a student name, I can't do that, but you can do it by grade level on the side. If you wanted to just see your male students that had special education status, you could do that. So now I'm creating filters, and so you're looking at just your male special education students. So data walls, interactive, also helping you look at multiple students all at once. The other thing that I want to point out to you is as we are looking at these data walls, you'll notice that these tiles are colored. When you see colored tiles on data walls, what you are going to notice is those colored tiles have a point value assigned to them. So the higher the risk, the higher the points. So a student that is a high-risk student is going to be assigned 2 points, low risk 1 point, and then some risk 1 point, and then low risk or college and career ready will have 0 points. And so for a high risk student that scored in the fall, winter, and spring, that student is going to have 6 total points assigned to them. And so what's cool about this is as you're looking at these students and you're trying to figure out which students are your highest risk, you can sort all the way on the right by point value, and you can see your highest risk students listed right there. You and your GEI or mental health teams can sit down and say, do we have a plan for these students? And inversely, if you want to see your lowest risk students, you'd see your students that have 0 points or that scored proficient, college and career ready on all 3 assessments last year. Now, the other neat thing about this is when you are in data walls, if you want to see all of your data all together, we can do something a little bit different, and we can look at a folder called Mega Walls. So I'm in this FastBridge folder, and I need to go backwards, so I'm going to go back to my district walls, and I'm going to click into my Mega Walls folder. Okay, we call them Mega Walls because they're just kind of this huge pile of data. And it is all the important pieces of data that we value as a district. It is their attendance, it is their SRSSIE, it's their behavior events, it's their fast bridge, it's their CAP, all in one place. So you can see on this data wall, I have my students listed, I have their attendance percentage, I have their behavior events, I have their SRSSIE totals, their fast bridge, and their CAP. And keep in mind, we still don't have CAP scores from last year. But all of these are colored tiles, meaning they have points value to them. The higher the risk, the higher the points. So if I come all the way over here to our points column on the right and I sort by our points value, I am going to see my highest risk students in my class or in my building. These students are likely to have high risk categories in fast bridge, in SRSS, in behavior, and attendance. And so as a team, now I can look at this as with my building, with my grade level team, and I can say, okay, these are our highest risk students. Do we have a plan in place for these students? Do we have interventions that are there to support them? And you can do this on the opposite end of the spectrum too. You can see your students that have 0 points assigned to them and make sure that they are thriving and being pushed. But this is going to be a really powerful tool for you to be able to look at your student data and make sure you're addressing students' needs. The last thing that I want to show you with data walls, and this is going to walk into the third video of our series, and that is this button up at the top of every data wall called Viz This. If you want to kind of visualize this data in a little bit different way, if you click this Viz This button, what it does is it takes all the data on this particular data wall and it summarizes it for you. How your students are performing on the assessments that are here, the attendance, the behavior, as well as the SRSS-IE. So Viz This is a great tool to summarize the data, but if you watch the next video in the series about dashboards, what you'll notice is that if you actually navigate to the dashboard page, as opposed to the Viz This, our dashboards are interactive. So please stay tuned and check out our next video.